What's up, guys? So, as you guys may see, the aquascape is set up again. It's not perfect, but it's good enough, I think. You guys may see these things placed throughout the tank. They are Osmocote plus DIY root tabs that I am going to try out. And I will bury them in a minute. I just wanted to show you guys that I was doing that. So like, just stick it in and bury it. Like so. And let's see, it's kind of hard to do this one-handed, honestly. Let's just get it in. Because these things float. So, I'm going to okay. So, those are all in. So I will show you guys in a minute what this entire thing looks like. That's that part. And then this is my dad's tank. It was full of water, but we hadn't really set it up yet because we moved a little while ago and had bigger projects to work on. So the water level's kind of low. There's like 2 fish in here somewhere. I don't know where they are, but you know. I just barely put in the rockscape. I'll clean the glass in a minute. But anyways, I also just put some of the Osmocote root tabs in there as well. In this entire tank. So they're in here. Kind of placed similarly as to what I did. I think this needs to be readjusted, but I don't know. Anyways, so you guys see that, and then we have in here some plants. I don't know what this is. I think this is Loidia green and Rotala. Looks like this stuff. There's some wisteria, there's some dwarf sage. That's all I'm seeing in there. Then there's... Okay, so these are dwarf 4-leaf clovers, but that is immersed growth. And then we have... So that's why the leaves are so big on that. Once it is submerged, they will be small leaves. And then this is normal 4-leaf clover that is not immersed growth, and it's kind of all over the bag. And then I have a pot of dwarf hairgrass. Okay. Oh, and then we also got Stargene Repens. That is from my dad's tank. And we got some super healthy Java moss. You guys can't see, but it's really green. Then this thing, you guys might be wondering what it is. So we made a trip, where we got all this stuff, is we made a trip down to, we drove a couple hours to a fish store. And we were talking to the guy, and he was helping us, like, with planted tank stuff. This stuff is basically what it is. It's all the macros and micros that you really need. Like, this bottle has potassium, phosphate, and what's the other one? What is it? I can't remember. Potassium, nitrogen. Oh, okay. So there's actually 5. If you look closely, there's potassium, nitrogen, NO3, PO4. I can't remember what those all stand for. It's evading. I just can't remember. So that's all the macros, and then this is all the micros. This is basically like standard flourish. This is flourish potassium, flourish nitrogen, flourish phosphate, all that jazz. And it's all combined, and it's the same price. So these 2 bottles are the same price as, or it's a little bit cheaper than the 4 bottles that CCAM would sell you for all this stuff. And then the other thing is that once we run out of this stuff, that store that we bought it from will actually refill these bottles for 25 bucks. So it's cheaper in the long run, and it's going to be great. And it's just easier. It's like 1 pump per 10 gallons, or that's what it says. So, you know, it'll be an interesting thing to try out. And so, yeah, me and my dad are going to plant these tanks and do some fun stuff with these plants. We're going to split the plants apart a little bit, like separate them. I think this stuff is going in my tank, my 10 gallon. I want to try it. I don't know how successful I'll be, but I want to try it. And then I think we'll save some dwarf sage. The wisteria is going to go as a background for my dad. This stuff is going to be my background. It's the Lloydia green and the Rotella indica. This stuff my dad is going to have as a foreground type stuff. It's tall right now, but it'll be shorter. Yeah, and then this stuff is kind of like a mid-ground. Stargene, he's gonna have this as like a kind of mid-ground. We'll find a place for the Java moss. Probably. Just, you know. Okay, so see you guys. I will talk to you guys later once we set some fun things up. So, yeah, see ya. What's up, guys? Okay, so moved forward a little bit. There's a little bit of water, so the gravel is wet. Plants are planted. So there's the Rotella indica, Lloydia green, more Rotella indica. I can't remember what that is, but it's cool. Let's see if it'll focus. Not really. We had some extra dwarf. Or no, this isn't the dwarf. This is the normal 4-leaf clover. I have dwarf hairgrass, 1 plant of dwarf sage, and more of that other plant there. That's about it. That's in here. Guys, I realize it doesn't. Once everything grows in, it'll kind of look a little weird. Things are going to be mixing and whatnot. Honestly, right now I'm just trying to find out what grows well. So, yeah. And then over here, my dad is adding water. Plants are in the tank. This is some of the dwarf 4-leaf clover. That's some of the larger stuff, more dwarf. We just mixed that in. There's 1 plant of dwarf sage. There's one of the pieces of the Stargene repens. And then there's some wisteria. Yeah, wisteria in the back. Rotella indica here. More wisteria, more Rotella indica there. More of the Stargene repens down there. That Stargene repens just came out. And else is in here? Plants. We got one piece of floating. I can't remember what it's called. It's a floating plant that people call a weed. But it can look cool. So we're just gonna leave it for now. So, yeah, that's kind of what just happened. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do with the Java moss yet that I have, but I will find a use for it, probably. Oh, also, we are going to stock these tanks with Endler's live bears. And we're going to get the purebred ones with registry papers, so that we may be able to sell them. Maybe. Yeah. So that's the plan, guys. We still need to fill this tank up. This tank is being filled up, because this one actually has a lid. We're going to go buy a lid, and also a piece to finish this light for my dad's tank. This is a 10-watt floodlight that we will set on top of a lid, and it will hopefully disperse somewhat. And so I also have one of those for this tank. It'll be a little high powered, so I'm gonna try to think of a way that we can hang the light a little bit higher to help disperse it and make it so it's not quite as bright and harsh, and hopefully prevent huge amounts of algae growth. So, yep, I will talk to you guys later once things are cooking up more. What's up, guys? Okay, so the tank is filled up. Need to go get a lid. So I'll go get a lid, and then I'll have a light. I have a little filter in there. It's a tiny filter, a little heater in there. It's also a very small heater. But that's okay. Not gonna stress it out too much, I don't think. Rotala indica is the most annoying thing ever. It likes to come up. But I think it's stuck now, so we're good. Then over here, stuff be going crazy. I can't tell if that's floating or if that's just, I don't know. Completely filled up. There's just a couple fish. The neon tetra and a cory cat. So yeah, we're gonna go get the light for this tank and the lid for that one. So yeah, good stuff. See you guys. What's up, guys? Okay, so lid is on the tank, light is hanging above the tank. This is probably temporary, just so you know. But yeah, that's kind of what's happening. Looks good. I like it. We'll see how things go in the future. And then this tank is looking good as well. Light is directly on this one. There's a little bit of algae, but that was there before. And this is the same night, so there's no way that it grew. So yeah. Yeah, so party time. We're gonna go order Endler live bears online here soon. Yep. See you guys.